Welcome everybody to episode 3 of the Locker Room Rant. If you're first time joining us, please slap that subscribe button, give your boys some love, and give us some comments, some likes, some dislikes. We want to hear it all. Give us some tips on what we should talk about. We'll make sure to get to all your comments. Guys, one thing I want to jump right into is early NFL playoff predictions.
All right, let's do it.
I want to make this a little fun for the subscribers. And what I mean by that is if you're one of our subscribers and you want to participate in this, it's kind of a fun thing. But all three of us are going to predict 14 teams that are going to make the NFL playoffs. And whoever gets the most teams, the other two individuals are going to have to purchase a jersey of your choice. We'll do a raffle with all the subscribers, and whoever wins will get to pick a jersey of their own team that they like, and two of us will have to purchase that for you. So I'm going to jump into it, and I'm going to pull up a chart of the team so you guys can take a look. So obviously we'll pick the division winners and the three wild cards for each conference. Okay. Nick, let's start with the AFC North.
AFC North, not being a homer here, it's going to be the Cleveland Browns.
Not being a homer right off the bat. You hit us. Right off the bat, you hit us with the Browns.
Yep. I just think personally, the Browns have by far, from top to bottom, I think they have by far the best roster in the NFL. That doesn't mean that like a position as such as quarterback, where Russell Wilson is predominantly better than like Baker Mayfield or something like that. But I think when you go position by position, the Browns have no weaknesses and they have a lot of strengths.
Not being a homer though, right?
Not being a homer. The Baltimore Ravens, they're going to be probably the biggest in contention for that spot, but I'm sorry, I don't think they got better. And I think the Browns did. And when you look at that last game that they played against each other, the Browns were really hurt and the Ravens were not, and it came down to the wire. I believe that the Browns have enough to take them over the edge.
This chart is wrong, by the way. It's got the Saints and the Cowboys in the AFC South. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I just realized that it doesn't even have the Ravens in the AFC North.
Yeah. I think the Colts are going to contend for that. All right, so obviously, you're picking the Browns to win the AFC North.
Yes.
John, who you like in the AFC North?
Oh man, I think the two most interesting games for that division are going to be the Browns versus the Ravens and the Ravens versus the Browns. Those two matchups are going to be pretty impressive. Man, I like the Browns roster, but I think the addition of Orlando Brown, I mean, they got the best running backs on both teams, man. They got great running backs. Shit. I'll go with the Browns, bro. I'll go with Nick and the Browns.
You know what, guys? I can't look at this chart anymore.
No, that's
I can't look at that. Obviously, I think we know what the divisions are, but let me see if I could just pull up just something visual for our people to look at. So I do not like the Cleveland Browns. And I'm going to tell you why. I don't know if you guys can see. Can you guys see this one?
Yeah, it's good.
Yes. All right, yeah,
okay. I think we're back on track. I want Nick, you answer this for me. Who's the worst conference in the AFC South that you could see?
The worst conference in the AFC.
I'm sorry, yeah, the worst conference in the AFC.
So I would say the AFC West, but they have the best team.
So,
if I had, I'd probably say if we were talking about the conference as a whole, I'd probably say the AFC South.
So you think the
I
AFC
disagree.
South is the worst conference in the AFC? John, I'm getting somewhere. Hold on. If you look at the NFC, what's the worst conference in the NFC, do you think?
The NFC, I would by far the NFC East.
So by far the NFC East, and you say the AFC South.
Yes.
Do you know that 8 of your wins for the Cleveland Browns came against those two divisions last year?
That's fine.
8 of their wins. They only won 11.
Okay.
I like it.
Don't forget, the last game of the year was against the backup Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay. And we destroyed the starting Pittsburgh Steelers.
We're not going to talk about that right now. We're not going to talk about that. You had wins against the Cowboys, Giants, Eagles, Redskins, Texans, Colts, Jaguars, and Titans.
Okay. So,
and you lost to the Jets.
So I'll say the first Baltimore Ravens game, you had a brand spanking new team, brand new coach, didn't know how they were going to play. Obviously played much better against the Ravens the second time. Okay. The first time we were really hurt against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay. We've proven that we could beat the Steelers. Okay. So there's 2 of our losses right there. Who else did we lose to?
Jets.
Explain
the Jets.
The Jets, I could easily explain that. We had absolutely no wide receivers.
It was the Jets.
We had absolutely no wide receivers. I don't care if it's just the Jets. They had an NFL football team on the field.
How about the Raiders?
The Raiders, it was terrible weather. It wasn't like the Raiders.
But the team from Oakland can come play in the terrible weather and get a victory.
No, but when you have terrible weather, it evens things out a lot more than it would be if you had normal weather. It's not like the Raiders destroyed us. They won by like I can't remember the score, but they won by like a touchdown or something.
They won by 10. I think it was 13-3.
Okay, yeah.
All I'm trying to say is 2 of your wins against the Bengals, 1 against the depleted sit your bench everybody for the Steelers,
okay,
and the other 8 against the AFC South and the NFC East.
Okay, so what I get out of that is you beat the teams you're supposed to beat. So we beat the teams we were supposed to beat, sans the Oakland Raiders, but that was terrible weather. And in the games that were actually competitive, and maybe some even had us on as the underdog in those games, we made those games really super competitive. On top of that, last year we had holes. We had holes last year. Nobody's going to deny that. Our offense was really good, but we had holes. Okay? Now we have a defense. All our holes were on the defensive end. Now we don't have those as much anymore. So
I just don't want you to get overly excited because the strength of schedule this year is a lot different than the strength of schedule last year.
I'm comfortable.
I went through who they're going to be playing. The actual schedule gets released tomorrow night, but I was going through their schedule this year, and I got them at like 7 wins.
So here's the thing: you can't go by preseason strength of schedule. You just don't know. If you're going to judge a team preseason wise, judge them on how they've improved or how good you think they're going to be. You can't judge them on preseason schedule because last year, what was a for sure Browns defeat? What was a for sure Browns defeat early on? It was the Dallas Cowboys. Everyone expected the Dallas Cowboys to be a really good team. What happens? They turned out to be shit. And
was that before Dak snapped off his leg, or
no? That was before Dak snapped off his leg.
We'll get to Dak later. Nick, real quick, give me. So you got the Browns winning the AFC North.
Yes.
Who do you got in the East?
In the East, I think you have to go with the Bills. I mean, the Patriots spend a crap ton of money in the offseason, but I think you have to go with the Bills. Possibly the Dolphins could maybe challenge, but I think they're too young. I think they're a couple years out. And I'm not a huge believer in Tua.
John, can you do me a favor and write this stuff, type this out so we can have it, and we'll post it on our channel as well. So we'll have the results on there. So he's got the Browns in the north, the Bills in the east, AFC South.
AFC South, I'm probably gonna go with that division's so crappy. I think I'm gonna go with the Titans. Colts maybe, but I can't trust Wentz at the helm. Titans have stability. They'll probably win that division.
Quick, who's their running back? You forgot this last week.
Derrick Henry.
My dude. My dude. All right, so you got the Browns, the Bills, the Titans, and who's coming out of the AFC West?
Obviously the Chiefs.
Obviously the Chiefs. All right, you got your 4 division winners. Who are your 3 wild cards?
The 3 wild cards are going to be the Ravens, the Colts, and I'll go with, at this point, the Chargers.
Ooh. Throwing a little curveball there. I like that. I wasn't expecting you to pick the Chargers.
Got a really good up-and-coming quarterback.
So your wild cards are the Ravens, the Colts, and the Chargers.
Yes.
All right. Let's go over to John. Are you caught up on that?
Yeah. Who did he pick for the AFC East?
Buffalo.
Okay, I thought so. Okay.
All right, Nick. Finish it up in the NFC. Who do you like in the North?
I'll just shout them all out right now. So a lot of this depends on if Green Bay has Rodgers, right? If Green Bay has Rodgers, I pick Green Bay out of the North. If they don't have Rodgers, I pick Chicago. Right now, I'm going to say Green Bay because they do have Rodgers. In the NFC East, I'm actually going to go with the New York Giants. That division's crappy. I think the Giants can come out of it. I think they have the best potential as a team. Buccaneers are obviously going to win the NFC South, and I feel as though.
Hey Nick, you want to take it easy here, bro? You know, give me a chance. Who did you take for the NFC North? You took the Green Bay Packers because
NFC North, Green Bay.
Okay.
NFC East Giants. NFC South Buccaneers. And the NFC West, I'm going to pick. This is a tough one, but I think I'm going to go with Russ and the Seahawks.
In Russ, you trust.
Yep.
What a shithead, dude.
John, you'll have your chance. John, you'll have your chance. Calm down. All right, Nick. Who do you like for your wild cards?
Wild cards would probably be the Bears, Saints, and I'm really at a toss-up between the 49ers and the Rams. But I'm going to go with the Rams.
John's 49ers, odd man out.
I don't believe they've gotten better since last year. Now they're going to be better automatically. They're going to be better automatically because they're getting Bosa back. But I just don't think they've gotten better other than that.
You're saying that they haven't gotten better since last year.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I don't
Nick.
know of any major free agents that they got, and they got a backup quarterback in the first round.
Okay, buddy. Let me explain something to you. We had $90 million on the IR.
No,
so
you pissed off, John.
Dude, telling me that they've not gotten better. We weren't even there, bro. We were completely obliviated.
I don't think they've gotten worse, and that's why I had them as. I was really torn between the Rams and the 49ers.
Okay.
But I don't think they've gotten worse, and they're going to be better because they get Bosa back.
Bosa was not the only thing we lost.
Bosa was the major thing we lost.
Okay. I mean, we brought a guy named Kerry Hyder on the team, and he had 8 sacks. Guy never had 8 sacks in his life.
I don't know who Kerry Hyder is.
Most people don't. I didn't either. But we schemed him out, and he ended up with 8 sacks for the season. So what was Bosa? What? Defensively, we were fine.
You guys
Offensively, we were completely obliterated.
You guys got better in the sense that you're getting Jimmy G back. Hopefully, he stays healthy. That's an issue.
Okay.
I don't think Lance is ready to start. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think he's ready to start.
Lance.
Yeah, I said Lance.
Okay.
I don't think he's ready to start. Maybe he is ready to start, but I wouldn't bet on that. And you're getting Bosa back. Hopefully, Bosa's himself. Bosa's himself. He's premier player.
Get Kittle back.
All
right,
Kittle
back.
Let's stay on track, guys. Let's stay on track here. John, did you get all of Nick's picks down?
Yeah.
Nick, there's written in blood. You cannot change those.
Okay,
I hope Rodgers is gone tomorrow. All right, John, let's hear the AFC North.
I got the Browns.
AFC East.
Buffalo.
AFC South.
The Colts.
Now make sure you're writing this stuff down too, because I'm not going to forget this.
It's on record. I'll go back.
I want you weaseling out of this.
I can't. We're on record right now, so I'll dial it back.
AFC West.
I'm gonna say if Denver gets Rodgers, my God. I'll say Kansas City.
So you got the Browns, Bills, Colts, Kansas City, and 3 wild cards.
Ravens, Miami, Jacksonville.
What? I'm sorry. Say that last one again.
Jacksonville.
I think my computer cut out.
I'm going with Urban and that insane Travis Etienne, and I like it. I think I'm going to stick with it.
That's how you win right there. You go out on the limb. Let's hear the NFC North.
NFC North, I will say Green Bay.
NFC East.
Washington.
NFC South.
Tampa Bay.
All right.
Why is George Michael inventing this podcast?
Let's hear NFC West, John. We know you love. Let's hear it.
The Niners, baby. The Niners, baby.
All right. 3 playoff teams. I'm sorry, wild cards.
Carolina. Dallas. Arizona.
This is on record, correct?
This is on record.
This is on record. Okay. Holy. All right. As for myself, I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens to win the AFC North. I'm going to take the New England Patriots to win the East. I, too, will take the Indianapolis Colts to win the South. Chiefs in the West. My wild cards are going to be Pittsburgh, Buffalo. Shut up. You shut up. You had your chance.
I think you're selling your team short.
Don't tell me how to sell my team.
I think you're selling your team short.
Don't do that to me.
If I was your team, I'd kick you in the nuts right now.
You're not my team. So give me Pittsburgh, Buffalo. Give me Tennessee. All right, so NFC. I'm going with the Chicago Bears. I'm going with give me Fitzmagic over with the Redskins. In the South.
That's the one I most likely think I might be wrong about.
Give me Tampa Bay, and I'll take the Rams in the West. Don't worry, John. Don't shake your head yet, buddy. There's more to come. I got 3 wildcard teams. I got to tell you, I think the rest of the entire conference is garbage except for the rest of the NFC West. I don't know if it's possible. I don't know if this is even possible. But give me the Seahawks, the 49ers, and the Cardinals. The whole damn division making the playoffs because I don't like anybody else.
The NFC West is nasty, dude. It's nasty. Everybody got better with the exception of Seattle. I don't think they've changed much.
All right, so John, we're gonna have these predictions posted on the website. I'm sorry, on the channel. On our ticker below, you're gonna see how to email us, and just email us your first name, last name to the Locker Room Rant. Make sure you're subscribed, and we'll random draw at the end of the year. And the one that wins doesn't have to split the jersey cost. The other 2 do. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. We'll get to that. Now, first things first, let's get to Mr. Aaron Rodgers. Still unsigned, untraded, unknown. You're starting to have people speak out. Devontae Adams says, that's my guy. I got his back. I know we started talking in our first show about where he's going to end up. Has anything changed for you guys? Do you guys still think Denver is the leading landing spot for him? Nick, we'll start with you.
No, I do. I totally do. Will he go there? I mean, I don't know. I just think it's the ideal landing spot for him. You got a bunch of young, promising talent on the team. They've done what Rodgers has said he's wanted to do for the entire time he's been in Green Bay. They've basically picked up offensive talent, offensive weapons for him. I think he would be happiest there if he went. It's a similar feel to Green Bay. You have a loyal fan base there. I would think that would be a premier spot for him.
John, you still on Denver for Rodgers?
Yeah, I don't think anything's changed. I still say Denver, man. And I would be, look, Tony, Devontae Adams claims that, that is his guy. And if in fact that Rodgers were to leave, that he would reconsider potentially, where he may not be a Packer either. I saw that it's nothing definitive, and it's obviously just speculation, but still, man, Rodgers is unhappy, man. And do I think look, do I truly believe he leaves? I mean, are you really going to ask for a guy's job? And Rodgers is an asshole, but is he really going to tell the Packers that they got to get rid of the GM? I mean, that's some shady shit. I'll tell you what.
Do you think Denver's still where you see him going?
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to trade him within the NFC. They'd be stupid to do so. And I believe he has a no trade clause, so ultimately he gets to choose. So And if he chose within the division, or within the NFC, I don't know, bro.
He's the one who's asking for the trade, so he has to cancel his no trade clause.
Yes. So does he want to go to Denver? I don't know.
Now, I
He's
woke
a
up
California
today.
kid. He's a California kid. He might want to go to the Niners.
Yeah, I woke up today with a
That's what they
crazy
need, another
thought.
quarterback.
What?
So that's what they need, another quarterback.
I mean, obviously Jimmy G wouldn't be there, Nick.
So I woke up
Actually,
with a crazy. I woke up with a crazy idea this morning. A crazy thought. We all know how wild Jerry Jones is. And I feel like he's been awfully quiet this offseason. I haven't heard much out of him or the Cowboys for that matter. And I was thinking, man, I feel like the situation with Dak was a little unsettling for Dak. I feel like it was a little awkward how it went down, how they waited so long. And then I started thinking, what if Dak to Green Bay, Rodgers to the Cowboys with all those weapons, CeeDee Lamb, my God, they're loaded everywhere you look. And I was thinking, what if, Nick, if you were a Dallas Cowboys fan, would you like to have Aaron Rodgers instead of Dak Prescott?
I mean, Rodgers is Rodgers, but I personally I wouldn't want that trade.
You wouldn't want Aaron Rodgers?
If I was a Dallas fan as the team's constructed right now, no.
But
Why?
You're not a Dallas fan, right?
No.
You're not. And I'll tell you what, I just wish somewhere, some way, I knew a Dallas Cowboys fan that could step in and help us figure this out.
Badass dude.
Jesus.
The greatest
Badass
come in
dude.
ever. The greatest come in ever.
Sean,
Billy Frontos, big Cowboys fan. Billy 360. Look at him go.
He put it there too, bro. He it's perfect. Bill, man, good to have you, bro.
boys. Listen,
Billy
before we get started, I gotta ask, John, do you run the studio? What's going
Yes, I have a studio.
Yeah.
I have a studio. I'm actually in Nick's garage.
I gotta be honest. For a second there, I was excited and I was let down because at first I thought you brought Ezekiel Elliott on the show.
on? Close enough.
What the fuck?
At first I thought you brought Ezekiel Elliott on the show, and then I realized it was
Billy.
Bill.
Yeah,
Bill,
what a
you wake up.
surprise.
You wake up tomorrow. You turn on ESPN, and the ticker says Dallas Cowboys trade Dak Prescott for Aaron Rodgers. What's going through your mind?
look, I'm excited. I'm a Romo fan, and I was so disappointed when they drafted Dak. You saw the writing on the wall. Now I will say Dak hasn't done much, but there's some excitement there. A little disappointed last year, but they just signed him to a $160 million 4-year deal. Hasn't played a game of it yet, but they just signed him to it. I believe he does also have a no trade clause as well. It would be fantastic. Look, Rodgers is 37 years old. He has nothing left to prove. He's got a Super Bowl. Jerry Jones loves big fancy toys, as you said. The guy will do
MVP.
whatever it takes. We're going on 24, 25 years? Mid-90s since his last Super Bowl?
You haven't won a playoff. You haven't made a. What is it? Have you made the playoffs in the last?
Yeah, we made the playoffs a few times. I think we finally broke the streak of winning a playoff game. A couple of years ago, or was that when Romo's last year?
Yeah, I think it was
fiasco.
Actually, wasn't that Dak's rookie year?
May have been. I can't remember, but I remember the old. Trust me, it still haunts me. The no catch against Aaron Rodgers was Cowboys, right? So that's we can still have that argument today, but that's for another time. But yeah, dude, I would love it. Do I think it's real? I don't think there's any way they can make it happen with the contract. But man, I would love it. You're talking instant contender, right? As they are now, but they're nowhere near where they'd be with Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, I remember before Dak got hurt last year. I mean, they were still losing games, like
no defense,
65-62.
Worst defense, but they just surpassed the Saints from 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe. Worst defense in NFL history. They gave up 500 yards a game, whatever it was. It was crazy. And
the Browns coming out party.
This draft, they address. I don't know that they addressed it by actually selecting defensive guys, but I don't know that they addressed it. I really don't. Right? Parsons, we'll see. He opted out last year. He didn't really play, so there was some hype there. But we'll see. I was glad they made the pick. With the second round, they got a corner, I believe it was. So we'll see. They didn't make any big free agency acquisitions. Kind of a little disappointed about that, but I'm not sure how much room we really have to spend with the Dak signing and the others that we still got to pay.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't made a bigger splash on defense, to be honest, especially with free agency. And I saw Sean Lee finally retired. And I'm gonna miss waking up on Monday mornings to see Sean Lee out for the rest of the season.
Bone, neck, back, whatever.
that guy had season injuries every year.
I'm just not sure if the Cowboys have the roster where Rodgers is going to push them over the edge. I mean, he'll make them better, but I don't know if he'll push them over the edge.
So you don't think the receiving core in Dallas is better than the receiving core in Denver?
It absolutely.
We have. I don't know if it isn't. I don't know if it is at all. Michael Gallup,
Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb. Michael Gallup is like their fourth stringer. They got the talent there.
They have CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper.
And Gallup.
And Gallup.
Gallup. Okay. The Broncos have Jerry Jeudy. The Broncos have Cortland Sutton. I think those guys are comparable with the receivers in Dallas, and they're younger.
You think Aaron Rodgers cares about younger? He's got like 3 years left.
But I think they're every bit as comparable. Noah Fant, better tight end than what Dallas has.
All right, let's back up here a minute, Nick. Let's look at the Green Bay Packers roster. You're talking about one of the best receivers in the league, of course.
I don't know if he is necessarily.
Nobody else. They got nobody else, and look what he did.
Like the thing is, when you have that great of a quarterback, you're never quite sure how good the receiver actually is. So it's the Pittsburgh thing that I always talk about. Yeah, they're amazing with Roethlisberger. They put up They hit 2,000 yards with Roethlisberger. They go to a different team. They're just a normal receiver. So Devontae Adams, he broke out the last couple of years. He'd been in the league for like a decent amount of time before that, and he was playing second fiddle most of that time.
I mean, let's get something straight. The guy's a freak of nature. His size, his athleticism. I mean, the guy, it doesn't matter who his quarterback was. Nick, of all people, you could be his quarterback. I'm sure he'd still put up a pretty good season. So
he really didn't do that great.
Bill, don't start him on that. Now he's going to go around saying, I could be the quarterback. Don't start that shit. You know how he takes things.
Somebody angry.
No, I couldn't be the quarterback of an NFL team.
But I could be the running back.
I can get a couple of yards.
So, Bill, are you saying that you don't think that it would be possible for Aaron Rodgers to be a Cowboy because Dallas couldn't figure out how to offload that contract?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the rules and regulations at all, the salary cap issues. I mean, they literally just signed him to a $160 million deal, I believe, and almost all of it was guaranteed. Right? So that is, and Rodgers – I'm not sure what his contract looks like at this point. I know he's signed, right? I know they're trying to get him.
I think he has a little over 20. I want to say it's $27 million coming to him this year. But
none of that's guaranteed, though, I don't think, is it?
No,
none of it.
I think he got the bulk of his contract. I can't remember, dude. He got paid over $160 million, wasn't it? Something silly.
I mean, look, we're talking about something that's would it be a dream come true? That'd be fantastic, right? You're talking, The Cowboys are young, but realistically, they're not there yet, but they have a high-powered offense that would definitely take them places. Now, their defense is still a liability, I'm sure, from a playoff perspective. But let's face it, look, like Tony said, the NFC sucks. You have the Bucs, and that's it. I mean, really, there's nobody else that's that caliber. Let's say that, right? There's some good teams, okay. So what's their competition look like? It's not much, right? The Cowboys literally almost won the division with 4 wins last year. So come on, it doesn't take much in the NFC to get there. But again, they're not improving. Their defense is going to be a huge liability. So, getting back to Rodgers, I mean, would I love to see it? Yeah. Is it a reality? You're talking, I'm going to say less than 5% chance of that happening based on the money. But again, would Rodgers want to make that happen? Maybe. Right.
I mean, every team is making phone calls. They're just doing their due diligence, just checking to see what would it take. I mean, it's probably shot in the dark, but they're still trying, and they'd be silly not to. I would be curious to see where Rodgers would want to go. Honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, would he want to go to the AFC where I guess Denver is the only place that would even be logical?
Well, let's think about that for a minute, right? Denver, you have the Chiefs. I don't think a Rodgers on a Denver roster gets past the Chiefs. I'm sorry, I don't think it happens, right? Let's look. Let's say it's
not this year.
I mean,
look, you guys, the Chiefs can be beat. They're not. I mean, the Browns. I mean, so look at the Bills, for example, because he was injured in the Browns game and they still couldn't finish. So whatever. But look at the Bills, bro. What's the one component of that game, Tony, that the Bills could not? What couldn't they do to contain?
They couldn't put pressure on him.
They couldn't put pressure on him. All right. So I guess what I'm trying to say is you have to put pressure on him, and even then he's a slippery man. I mean, I don't know, Bill. I guess you're right.
I mean, if I'm Rodgers, I would prefer the NFC East simply because that's a guaranteed playoff spot, right? And even on the roster, he's making the playoffs probably, right? Just him on any team is likely to make that happen if you have any talent. But the NFC East, you're a division winner. You're getting home games. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that any of those other teams is going to beat an Aaron Rodgers-led Cowboys. No doubt in my mind.
No.
But again, is it a reality? Probably not.
It's fun to talk about, though, ain't it?
Oh, it's fun.
Oh, it's so much fun.
You know what else is fun to talk about? My matchup with Billy Vrontos in the fantasy football playoffs last season.
I'm still waiting to choke you from that. Leave it to the Cleveland Browns to.
I was up 1 point.
No one cares, Nick.
Left.
Nick, nobody cares about this. No one cares about this. Okay. Billy, do you have any last thoughts on the Cowboys?
Look, Rodgers or no Rodgers, I think we had high aspirations going into the year last year. You could see it in the offense, 50, 60 points a game, whatever it was, and it still didn't matter, right? That defense was a huge liability. They brought what the hell is his name? I'm having a Nick moment here over the defensive coordinator, the old Falcons coach, Dan Quinn, right? So they brought him over. He's a defensive-minded coach, so hopefully he's going to help. But, I'm a little disappointed. They didn't spend money, right? And I don't know. I really didn't, pay too much attention to how much money they had available to spend. Their draft picks are, at least the first 2 are okay. Maybe they can make some splashes. But do I think it's enough to win the division? Sure. The Giants have got better. I don't know if the football team got better. I mean, Fitzmagic worked his magic last year, but it's still a team. They have weapons, man. They have good receivers. They have some good things in place over there. But I think the Cowboys can win the division. Without anything else, how much farther can they go? It depends on those matchups. But I'm happy. I love the talent. I love the youth. We'll see what happens. But, a little disappointed, I guess, if I'm being honest.
You shouldn't be disappointed at all because you got Kelvin Joseph, you got Micah Parsons, you got Simi Fioco. These are all phenomenal players in the draft, bro. You guys did an excellent job. I don't know I don't know to what extent you thought that they would do in free agency. I mean, every team right now is restricted with the lower cap. And I mean, there's a lot of 1-year contracts and not a lot of guys. Look, I don't know about you guys, but my team is floating on 1-year contracts, many of them. But I look for Dallas to be a hell of a lot better this year, bro.
Yeah,
I think the secondary is going to be better with just the addition of Kelvin Joseph. He's sweet. Micah Parsons is a nasty linebacker, bro. So really, I think it's going to be. I think it'll be a totally different Dallas Cowboys team, to be honest with you. So I'm actually looking forward to watching them play.
Yeah, we'll see. The last thing is the one thing nobody's talking about that was, look at what Zeke did last year. Basically nothing. He couldn't run. We had injuries. All of our studs were hurt. Collins got hurt. Tyron Smith was hurt. We had a new center in there. So with those guys going into the season healthy, I think Zeke performs better, takes a little bit of pressure off the quarterback, and we have a better offense. So we'll see what happens. I wish they would have addressed that a little bit more, but they didn't. They went defense, which was a true liability.
You needed to go defense.
You
did.
Spend every single
You
day.
did.
I think took a 7th round lineman or whatever. But we'll see what happens. I'm excited.
Well, Billy, I got to tell you, I appreciate you hopping on. I know these guys appreciate you hopping on. Our first The Locker Room Rant guest ever. And I want to thank you for hopping on with us tonight, buddy.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure. It's good talking with you guys. Until next time, gentlemen.
Later, B-man.
All right.
Later, Bill.
All right, guys. Now, the part of the show I've been waiting for. News just in today. Jacksonville Jaguars plan on signing tight end Tim Tebow. I've always been a Tebow lover. Nick, I know you hate Tebow. John, I don't know where you really stand on Tebow.
I have
Let me
nothing
know.
against him. I've got nothing against Tim Tebow. I think he actually got a raw deal. I think the media kind of chopped him up for his personal beliefs and personal reasons. So I like it. I like it. What do they got to lose, bro? I like Tim Tebow as Jacksonville Jaguar tight end.
Nick, let's hear it.
I've got nothing against the guy. I don't.
I'll actually kind of shock you, but I'm still. Here's the thing: could he be an adequate tight end in the terms of can he do some things on the field that you need a tight end to do? I think he probably can. I think he's the type of athlete that should have been a tight end to begin with. The only reason why I'm against it is there's probably about 100 other guys that could do exactly what I'm talking about. Be situational tight end players. He's getting the shot specifically because his name's Tim Tebow. It's like Brady Quinn. I hated Brady Quinn. Could not stand Brady Quinn. Brady Quinn's okay on TV. That's where he should be. Tim Tebow is okay on TV. That's where he should be. He should be an analyst.
I disagree with you completely, bro.
He's 33 years old.
So give him a chance.
Me and Christina.
What's a chance? Who's 24? 22.
Me and Christina went to a church here in Columbus called Rock City. And when we went that day, Tim Tebow was like a guest speaker.
Of course he was.
He's just freaking awesome. The guy's freaking awesome. I mean, I can't say enough good things about him. I am a Tebow lover. I love the guy. I think he's awesome. I think he's great for Jacksonville. And I think this is a good strategic move too. You've got a brand new number 1 overall draft pick quarterback with Trevor Lawrence. And all the pressure going on, all the pressure that comes with being that pick and all the different interviews and the media coming at you. And
Trevor
for them
Lawrence
to just
can handle it.
For them to go get my boy Tebow and bring him back, I I thought that was a brilliant move to take all that focus and have all this news media talking about Tebow madness, Tebow mania again. And I thought it was a genius move by Urban Meyer. And I really cheer for that guy. And I love stories, comeback stories like that. I loved Rocky Balboa, the movie that came out after the Rockies, where he fights Antonio Tarver, and he's like 60 years old and disgusting shape.
Disgusting shape.
Yeah, he was. He kind of had tits in that movie.
60 years old.
Yeah, but I couldn't get past the tits. But for the most part, I love stories like that, and I remember watching him in college. I remember watching him in college, thinking, "This guy's too good to be true." And then, like, as Tiger Woods, everyone thought one way about Tiger, and you found out he was living this other life. I remember thinking, is this going to happen to This is going to happen to Tebow any day now. Something's going to come out that he's not really this awesome dude, and it never came out, and it never will. The dude is legit, awesome guy, and I cheer for him for whatever he does. And I hope he gets on the field.
Listen,
Nick, you have no reason to dislike Tebow. You're not. You weren't a Steelers fan, so you weren't stunned. What do you dislike about the guy?
So he does have a ring. He does have a championship ring over the Buckeyes, I believe.
Tebow's one of those guys that I really don't dislike because of him. I dislike Tebow because of other people.
Well, that's your fault. You're swayed by the media, and that's not fair.
I'm sure Tebow's a perfectly nice guy. I'm sure if you saw him, he'd be completely nice to you. And
he's one of the nicest guys there is in sports. And what are you talking about?
For a second.
Get him, John.
And I'm sure about that. I'm sure he's a completely fine individual. And even his religious views, I don't hold against him, because
that's what got him roasted.
Those
that's
are his
what ruined his career, and that's completely bullshit.
The reason I almost dislike what Tim Tebow stands for, because people, what the fuck?
What does he stand for, bro? What does he stand for, Nick?
You guys cannot use Tebow and fuck in the same sentence. I would not allow it. I will not allow that on this show.
Listen,
Nick, he doesn't stand for anything other than his religious beliefs.
You can be religious as you want. That's fine. But let it be known, your religion is not what got you to the place that you were at. The fact that you were pretty damn athletic, you were 6'5", and you were 250 pounds, and you could kind of throw a football. That's what got you to the place you were at.
Nick, you cannot sit there and categorize someone's attributes and their religion. The fact that you're taking his physical attributes and saying that he should believe in his physicality, and that is why he was a professional athlete. Dude, you're silly.
Fundamentalists attach themselves onto Tebow like it was Christianity was pushing him along. No, it was his physical attributes. It was his God-given talent.
So
and you know what?
People attach themselves to athletes that they find similarities to the way that they live their lives. If someone is religious and they feel as though, oh, Tim Tebow is a religious guy, you know what? He stands for a particular group of people that strongly believe in their religion. So they got a guy to they throw their hat in the ring on a guy that they can relate to. Who are you to tell people that that's wrong, bro? You're completely off topic, bro.
I can
take it out, bro.
What the hell I want.
Let me ask you this.
You are ridiculous. And you're Nick, the fucking problem.
So Nick,
you're the fucking problem.
You don't like Tebow because of what others do and say about Tebow. That's why you really don't like him.
It's never about me disliking Tebow.
No, let him ask you, Nick. Let him.
Could you imagine? Do you know how many people in my life have come up to me and said, "Man, what the hell's wrong with that Nick kid?" And I'm like, What? What's with Dick? That's my best friend. No, oh, something's wrong with that kid. How are you friends with him? You shouldn't be friends with him. Like, what? No, that's my boy Nick. Could you imagine if I listened to everyone else? I wouldn't be friends with you. That's what you're saying right now
But
about
they're allowed to have
Tebow.
whatever opinion they want of me.
So then why can't he have his own opinion, bro?
Plus, I'm allowed to have an opinion on whatever the hell I want.
Listen, you're obviously entitled to your own opinion, but when you try to sway others to believe that your opinion is the one and only, bro, that's where you need to take a nap. Because I'm telling you straight up, bro, the fact that Tim Tebow has not done a thing, he has never done anything in the media to become the bad guy. The media attacked him for his religious beliefs, and that's it, plain and simple. They did not like it, and they annihilated him publicly for it. So they assassinated his character based on his beliefs, and that is fucking bullshit. And I hope he becomes the fucking bomb.com tight end under my guy, George Kittle.
He's not going to because he doesn't have enough talent to do it.
Dude, you know
I
what?
hope.
Listen,
I hope something happens to Trevor Lawrence and he becomes the starting quarterback and makes the Pro Bowl.
Unless Jesus
for
unless
John's
Jesus comes down and gets
John's
his third
playoff
win.
for John's playoff Jaguars.
He'll be a gadget player that plays like five to 6 plays a game.
listen, Nick, you could take your criticism and you can shove it up your ass, because I'm telling you straight up, my Urban Meyer, Trevor Lawrence, ETN, and sprinkle a little bit of religion on top. My guy Tim Tebow, bro, I have them as playoff contenders, wild card contenders, and I think it's awesome. And I think you're an idiot. So that's that.
That's he just doesn't have enough talent. That's it.
I gotta move on. We're gonna move on to a segment that I like to call "Where the hell is Deshaun Watson?"
Oh man.
Where is this dude?
Hiding right now.
Where is this? I remember when the season ended, he demanded a trade, and everyone's like, "What? Why is he demanding a trade? He's in a good spot with Houston." They're like, "No, we got rid of Hopkins and all my weapons," and then it started.
No, he got Salty Sue.
Girl after girl starts coming out with that massage stuff, and now he's like, "Texans, please keep me. I got nowhere else to go." What are they?
Man,
have you guys even
suitors lined up, bro?
Have you guys even heard about him? I feel like the NFL is doing a great job of keeping stories on top that filter down the Deshaun Watson story. I don't think they want that to be the headlines, and they're doing a good job when it comes to free agency, this Aaron Rodgers stuff, Tim Tebow, the draft. They're doing a good job of pushing that Deshaun Watson story down to the bottom. So it's not – what are the Texans going to do at quarterback? I think they got Tyrod Taylor on the team.
They're going to suck anyways.
Are they going to try to trade him? Who the hell wants him? Is he going to get suspended? Maybe this is something we should talk about next show, because I don't think I know I didn't do my homework on this shit. I just thought of that. I
have a little bit of insight. I have a little bit of insight because I know at one point that the 49ers were interested in trying to trade for him, and we were going to give up quite a bit of capital to get him. And then just maybe 12 hours before free agency. What was it, Nick? Was it free agency? The timing of those accusations came out almost at first I thought, oh, this is some bullshit, right? You know, the guy was upset because he didn't have a say in the head coach. And ultimately that's what built that whole that's what happened. That's what blew that whole thing out of proportion. He didn't get to say who the coach was going to be, which, you know, I have my opinions about that, but that's for another day. But look, imagine this. Let me, without being insensitive to the women and the accusers, okay? Let me just say this. If these accusations are true, he's a pig pile of shit and his career is over. However, don't you see like a pattern of like how all of these women just came one after the other, after the other, after the other, and some of these accusers were repetitive. Like he was getting massages from outside the organization, so outside the training staff. He was, I don't know if these were masseuses on the road. I don't know. I don't know if they were just in the greater Houston area, whatever. But he was getting massaged, and he had visited these women over and over again. And some claim that they're uncomfortable. Now, nothing was none of these accusations were rape. They were just he had exposed himself indecently, and that created attention, and these women felt like uncomfortable, and so, you know, but there was repetition there, and I cannot wait to see how this entire thing plays out, because I feel like either the Houston Texans somehow motivated these accusers, okay, because the timeline is fucking insane, guys. I mean, insane. Okay, it's almost like this could be one of the biggest. Like, let's say the Houston Texans. Let's go out on like a conspiracy for this sake, because I love a good. Nick knows it. I love a good conspiracy. So,
all right, go ahead, Ventura. Jesse the Body Ventura. Go ahead.
Let's say Houston is somehow behind this, right? Let just for the sake of just for the sake of conspiracy. All right. Let's say they're behind this somehow. Can you believe what would happen to this organization if it came out, in fact, that they motivated these women to come out and assassinate this man?
I don't think that the organization is going to want to assassinate their starting quarterback.
Well, he was dragging them through the mud. I mean, he didn't want to be a Texan anymore, Nick. And he said it. He didn't give a shit. Like,
yeah, but they can trade him for other stuff. There's other ways they can go about doing it.
I think in September the guy was paid a ridiculous. I think he signed a stupid contract not long ago, 6 months ago.
I would like to know how many times each individual woman massaged Deshaun Watson.
I agree.
Deshaun Watson once, shame on Deshaun. Massage Deshaun Watson twice, shame on you.
I agree with you. I mean, literally, no, Tony, that's fantastic. I agree with him 100%. I mean, Nick, I think you're not the only. Listen, I'm not the only one that agrees with Nick. I think Nick has a fuck ton of people that would rally behind him in that. I believe that. I do, bro. And you're on to something there.
Twice.
Yeah, but bro, I mean, there's over 23 women or something have come forward.
You know, I don't the second time.
Huh?
You know what's coming the second time.
Hear it out.
What if they're just like, hey, room 32, and the girl's like, okay, walks in the room 32. How you doing today, sir? Good. No shit. It's Deshaun again.
No, I mean,
he's dude, like, you know the drill. You know the drill.
Guys, aren't you just a little bit curious of how this plays out?
I'm always skeptical and stuff like this. I really don't know too much about it. I haven't really looked at all the allegations, so I don't know. But
I don't believe that anyone is claiming anything like as serious as rape. I could be wrong, but I think they're all I think it was just like, you know, he exposed himself or he said things that left them extremely uncomfortable. And I don't know how serious it goes beyond that, but I'm going to follow it. I don't know. Look, funny how it all faded to the back burner though, right?
We'll see. Weird, man. I think it's really weird that nobody's talking about it anymore. The only thing you might see every now and then is another girl came out and said that, you know, she was in that situation. And, you know, it's weird how we go from Tim Tebow to Deshaun Watson. It's different ends.
I mean, listen, these are topics. Bro, people like these are topics that people are curious about. We have broken no boundaries by discussing it. I think it's good. It's good for everyone. And again, I'm not being indecent to those. I'm not trying to be insensitive. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be insensitive to the women or anything in that regard, because if in fact he is a giant piece of shit, then so be it. You know, you made your fucking bed. However, if in fact this is just a play on an athlete, which has happened many times before, then, shame on you. But look, settling out and paying out all these women. Now, this could carry on for a long time, guys. And it's fucking nuts. It's fucking nuts. I don't know of anything that has been this serious. You guys have anything to compare it to?
I feel like the Texans.
A lot of things.
I feel like the Texans. I feel like the Texans are just like. Where's my camera? Nobody wants you now, Deshaun. Nobody wants you now, buddy. Where are you gonna go? You stay here. It's like he's trapped.
Yeah, but are you gonna stay there? So if this guy is I mean, how can they stay affiliated, bro? I mean, if he's a pile of shit and he's convicted of something that, we're unaware of, fuck you, bro. You're done. There ain't nobody that was, not even Houston.
So we're going to switch gears real quick. John, I need to know who's the guy that did our shirts. We should probably do a little shout out for the merch, new merchandise we got going on here.
Yeah, I feel like we're not getting those little microphones in the locker room. You see that? This is 5-Star Graphics in Girard, Ohio, fam. These people they're good people. That's my guy, Dan. He's a good guy. He's been doing work for me for a long time now. And shout out to 5-Star Graphics in Girard. If anybody wants something made, let me know. I'll help you out. Great prices. I don't think anybody could beat them, honestly.
Good stuff. Did you guys happen to see Luka Doncic hit Colin Sexton in the nuts?
I did. I seen it.
Nick, you look surprised like you haven't seen it. Did you not see this?
He hasn't seen it.
I appreciate that move, though.
Nick, it was out of like pure hatred and like it was like almost an evil. And then he got called for a flagrant 2 after they reviewed it. And then the look that he gave the camera was complete psychopathic. And it made me become a Luka fan.
I've been a Luka fan. I love Luka, bro. I think he's awesome.
I did not like him. I didn't like him until he nailed Sexton in the nuts. I was hesitant about him. He seemed kind of soft and like gooey. I don't know how to explain
like the
it.
type of guy that wouldn't pop you in the nuts.
Yeah, he seemed like the kind of guy that wouldn't pop you in the nuts. And if you guys know my favorite WWF wrestler of all time,
Ric Flair.
Woo! He hits people in the nuts. All right, that's his move. He likes to hit people in the nuts. Huge Luka fan now.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
You got to do everything you can to win.
And I hate
Sexton. It really wasn't that serious. We were getting our asses whipped anyway.
The only thing that would have been better is if you hit Kevin Love in the nuts. That would have made it maybe a little better.
Kevin Love would have been out for like
I tell you what, John would have loved.
Years.
I tell you what, John would have loved if he went over to the sideline, popped Bickerstaff in the nuts.
Ooh.
Dude, if he accidentally fell into Bickerstaff and broke Bickerstaff's hip in 2, you would see just nothing but penance for me, bro. Penance. I can't stand Bickerstaff.
Nick Penance from the 80s.
Yeah. I mean, dude, let me tell you something. Bickerstaff is fucking garbage.
We got to get a Bickerstaff is garbage every show, and I got to put in I hate Russell Westbrook in every show. Last night he broke Wilt Chamberlain's triple-double record. I got to tell you, I don't even feel like talking about it. Do you guys?
Not at all. Not one bit.
I'll say this.
Of course you will.
What's more impressive? Russell Westbrook's 1,000th triple-double, or the fact that Dame Lillard in the past 7 games has gone for over 30 6 times and has won 6 out of those 7 games and has his team entrenched in the playoffs. Underrated.
Sounds like a pretty average stat that you just told me, but after the game, Scott Brooks, Wizards coach, said Russell Westbrook, in his eyes, is the second best point guard of all time behind Magic Johnson. And I ask you this, what is wrong with that guy's eyes?
He's going to his player. He's trying to basically make his player more than he is because it's his player.
Yeah, I agree with Nick. I think he's just hanging from his nuts. I totally agree with Nick.
Now, the last few years, there's really been, I'd say 3-4 teams that realistically have a chance of winning the NBA championship. I mean, you had the Warriors and Cavs every damn year. Last year, everyone kind of knew the Lakers were going to be in there. Then you had like Giannis or Boston, Miami. I feel like this year is kind of a open
Toss
field.
up.
Yeah,
Sure
I really feel like it's the first year that it's anyone could really win this. That makes the playoffs. I shouldn't say anyone. There's a couple garbage teams that are going to squeak their way in the East.
I think the Nets are a pretty prominent favorite, but not as much as the other teams that you said in the past.
Listen, you'd be surprised, Nick, because if you guys want to know who my dark horse is, I actually have the Suns. They're my favorite.
I think they're a 1 seed right now, aren't they?
They're fantastic, bro. With the addition of Chris Paul, bro, they're awesome. They're awesome, bro.
I feel like the Suns are like a team like the Blazers in previous years where they came in hot. They just don't have enough to get it done.
Did you watch them last year in the bubble, bro? They were undefeated. They were eliminated because they didn't have the regular season wins to back them. Look, they needed Devin Booker can't do it all, Nick. And with the addition of Chris Paul, they've been phenomenal.
All right, you guys got $1,000. It's your last $1,000. Who you putting that $1,000 on to win the championship?
Nets.
No.
Yes.
I don't, because
John,
they can't stay healthy.
You got your own $1,000, John.
All right.
We're in an era of super teams, and they're the predominant super team in the NBA right now.
I disagree with you right now. I believe that when Tony opened the segment, he said that this was anyone's. This is a toss up. The super teams this year, I just don't see it, bro. I don't see it.
Literally, quite possibly 3 of the top 10 players in the league on the same team. That's a super team. That's the only thing close to a super team that we have in the NBA right now. It is.
Okay, so you're saying that the Nets. You're going with the Nets because you're saying that they are the only ones that have 3 guys, and Kevin Durant can't stay healthy.
Those 3 players have barely played with each other. Yeah, Kevin Durant's going to do what Kevin Durant does, and he's going to take a lot of time off in the regular season, and he'll be back in the playoffs, and he'll score 30, average 10 rebounds, shoot about 55%, get like 2-3 blocks, 2-3 steals, and do what Kevin Durant does.
All right, I got my $1,000 on the Suns.
So we got the Suns, we got the Nets. I'd probably, even though I don't ever see this organization winning a championship, I'd probably go with the Clippers. They've been very under the radar this year. I know that they've been resting the hell out of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. I don't think those guys even played a damn game together all year. I mean, one of them's out, one of them's playing. They literally have been preparing for the playoffs to start causing some trouble. So I'm gonna put the money on the Clippers.
I can't stand Kawhi. I mean, he's such an awkward human being. I don't like him. I never really did like him. I love Paul George. Love that dude. I can't stand Kawhi. Dude,
for as awkward as he is, John, I still see him in more commercials than I do Russell Westbrook. Am I right?
The super team thing has entered a new phase.
Bro, let go of the super teams, bro. Let go of the super teams. There's only one super team right now with 3 players that are even worth talking about, and that's your Nets. Let that go, bro. The league has spread out. I like the way the league has gone lately. I'm happy with it.
It's entered a new phase. It started over the last couple of years, but over the last 2 years, especially, it's gotten to the point right now where teams have kind of just said, you know what? Screw the regular season. We're going to do the bare minimum to make it into the playoffs, and then we'll play our guys.
Okay,
and
well,
that's the reason why basketball is shittier than it used to be.
Listen, the only reason why I will take pleasure in laughing in your face one of these days will be when Damian Lillard leaves Portland and goes to play for a big market team, because Portland's a small market, and that's why they blow. I'm sorry, they don't blow. That's why they blow it. They blow it. I apologize. Okay, well, they haven't won it either. So they've blown it or they've won it. Which one is it?
To them, they lost to the freaking Golden State Warriors in the.
And speaking of Golden State Warriors, I'm glad you brought them up, because Steph and Draymond Green single-handedly have carried that team to a possible play-in.
Okay,
They're in it. They might have to play the Lakers. They might have to play the Lakers.
Okay.
And I think the Lakers are scared about it, to be honest.
The Blazers are better than the Warriors right now.
All right.
The Warriors have less. That's my point. They're playing with less.
We're over an hour. Nick, any last thoughts? Anything else you want to get off your chest, buddy?
Not really. I really have nothing to get off my chest. It'd just be pretty much making it up. Dame Lillard on a roll. Keep it going, buddy. Don't take a backseat to anyone. Keep shooting your shots.
Good take. John? Final thoughts. Nick, I resent the comment earlier that, the Niners haven't got much better than they were last year. They're going to be far better.
I never said they weren't going to be better. I said
You said they weren't going to be much better.
I said they haven't added anything to their team other than the guys that they're getting back.
We're getting back everyone.
Essentially,
that's what I don't think you understand. When you're going to make that remark, you need to look it up and find out exactly what and who. We're getting back a lot of players. We're getting back the starters.
A random guy in your linebacking core is not a huge loss. Nick Bosa is a huge loss. That's what I said by that. You can replace a random linebacker with another random linebacker on your team.
Okay, but we replaced Nick Bosa. We did. We replaced Nick Bosa with a guy named Kerry Hyder. He's now going to be a Seattle Seahawk.
Okay.
In that time, he had 8 sacks as a 49er. I'm telling you that Nick Bosa was not missed. We missed Jimmy and George Kittle. We missed our entire offensive line. We don't have a center. We didn't have a guard. So I'm telling you, we're going to be far better. You're going to see a better Niners team.
Nick Bosa in your Super Bowl run made your team made your defense elite, along with DeForest Buckner, who you guys got rid of, got sent to the Colts. So there was two people from the Super Bowl caliber defense that weren't there last year. You got one of them coming back.
Okay, but I mean, there's an entire secondary that we're getting back. There's a center, a guard. We have Trent Williams coming back as left tackle. Kittle is back. Debo is healthy. Brandon Ayuk is going to be a phenomenal second year. We're going to have Trey Sermon, who probably is going to be either first or second. Listen, we're going to be bomb.com, bro. We're going to be great. And and don't look at 2020 and say that 2020 was trash. We had 3 quarterbacks and it was shit. So listen, I'm good. Tony, final thoughts. I hope that next segment that we talk about our draft pick rankings, who we thought, we skipped that today. I'm looking forward to that segment. So with that being said, look, like and subscribe. and I hope you guys win a jersey. One of us is going to win it, and two of us are going to blow it. So I hope you guys win a jersey. And listen, I appreciate everyone for stopping out and giving us a check. I hope you guys enjoy us. And if you ever want to be a guest on the show, just let us know in the comments or email us. The email address is streaming or it's on the banner below. I'm good, guys. Cheers.
All right, last thing I got, a story came out today. Ex-Hawaii and Hawaii University and Washington Redskins quarterback Colt Brennan was found dead at a rehab facility. And the only reason I touch on this is I think, Nick, I want to say it was you when we lived in Columbus back in 2006. I want to say it was you. We were at the apartment on East 14th with Carl Ambliotis, Simeone, and who else lived there? Was that it? Juice, but he was overrated.
Did Juice live there? Or did
no,
Juice,
he was just a clinger. He was just over there clinging. And Stanellis, I don't even think. I think he might have been homeless, just eating McRibs. But I remember someone. I want to say it was you. It was Hawaii. It was a Saturday. Hawaii versus Fresno State college football game, and someone came up to me.
It was Hawaii versus Idaho.
Someone came up to me and said, "Hey, I got the pick of the year. Get on this with me." I said, "What is it?" "The Hawaii game today. The over/under is 90, and there's no way they're gonna get to 90. That's the highest over/under ever." And I said, "Damn, man, this guy knows what he's talking about." I forget. Was it you? It was someone over there.
It was.
But anyways,
I did that. It was a par. I was like, well, you know what? I'll do it in a parlay. So I did a 4-team parlay. I got my first 3 teams correct. I got my first 3 games correct.
And then you had the slam dunk left.
But this game was played in Hawaii.
Yeah, so it was on at like 2 in the morning.
It was on like 2 in the morning. So I went to bed thinking I just made like $100. $100 back then to me was a lot of freaking money. I was like, I just made $100.
You weren't working. $100 to anyone not working is a lot of money.
I just made $100, baby. I was like, Chipotle on me.
I remember
Chipotle. Yeah, hey,
the final score. The final score was 68-37, telling 105 points, blowing out the over/under of 90. So I just want to throw that out there because Colt Brennan was the quarterback of that Hawaii team. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Rest in peace, Colt Brennan, and thank you for ruining Nick's Saturday.
All right,
Technically, it was a Sunday because it was played in Hawaii. All right, guys. If you like the channel,
signed shorts. He wants a pair of signed camo shorts. I think you should definitely sign a pair of camo shorts for So. Chris Cardo, man, I appreciate you checking us out, bro. Thanks for stopping out.
Like always, we appreciate you guys watching. Hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed. We appreciate you. Leave comments. We appreciate the hell out of you guys. So thank you, and we'll see you next week on the Locker Room Rant.
Peace out.